trying to get to as many phone calls as we can. Domestic violence is the topic today on the show. Open phone lines Tuesday afternoon. Last block to talk to Dr. Jill Murray. Hello once again. Welcome to the show. Anonymous caller on the line. Hello. Magandang hapon po. Are you there? Hello? Pinapaalala lang po, you know, if you're calling, you may call anonymously. I think we lost her. We encourage you to call again so we can talk to you. Another thing, you know, going back to this Mel Gibson case, allegedly, well, not allegedly, his ex-wife has come forward, and allegedly, according to his wife, his ex-wife, he was never abusive. Is it possible that he wasn't abusive to his first wife, but then this relationship is bringing out the monster in him?
Well, I'm a little suspect of all of this. You know, there are reasons that only she knows and we don't know at the moment why she would come forward and say that. She may be under the impression that because she wasn't physically abused, that she wasn't abused, as we were talking about earlier. It's hard to tell whether he was abusive, of course, to his first wife, Robin. But I don't think that abusers are just made in a later relationship.
See, which brings me to my next question. Is it possible that people get into a relationship, whether abuser or abused, a little off already, or the relationship turns them psychologically upside down?
It can be either way, and that's a really good point, because we don't know her background also, and I would hate to speculate on Oksana, but a lot of times women with very high self-esteem will come into abusive relationships, not see them as abusive. They could be successful, charismatic, well-educated, wonderful women, come into a relationship. And abuse doesn't happen where you go out on a first date, Janelle, and somebody smacks you across the face, right?
It happens over time.
It happens very, very slowly over time in tiny little increments until they start wearing you down and you don't even notice it. So we don't know in this case or in any other case. I've seen in my practice where women that are wonderful and previously had a wonderful relationship or had a wonderful relationship with their father, which we always look at, came into a relationship and it just psychologically turned them upside down until they became crazy. And then that's what an abuser will use also if the woman wants to leave. You can't leave. People are going to think you're crazy. I'm Mr. Wonderful.
Nobody's going to believe you.
Nobody's going to believe you.
Okay. Does it equate then, you know, a person who's educated, has money, you know, brought up well, blah, 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 presents himself well, can be abusive behind closed doors?
Oh, absolutely.
And you're saying earlier, the more they are successful, the more propensity they have to be abusive? Is that?
Well, maybe not more propensity, but in my experience, well-educated, smart, clever abusers that have money can be much more abusive in much more sort of nefarious ways than somebody who isn't as smart. I mean, they can think of ways to abuse that we would never even think of. Plus, they have the money to carry out, you know, hiring a private investigator to follow her or to set her up or, you know, or say, I buy you all these things.
Crazy.
You get everything you want. How could you leave me?
Exactly. Crazy, crazy. But, you know, 30 minutes always not enough, especially when we talk about these things. So we hope to have you back on the show. There's so many other things that we still need to talk about. If there's, you know, one word to tell our viewers to keep in mind, what is that?
Love is a behavior.
Okay, love is a behavior. That's the information on the screen. If you want to get more information, that's the website, drjillmurray.com. They have a website that has a radio program.
Yes, Dr. Jill and JudgePamShow.com, and we talk about the subject.